G Life, it's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. The playlist on top of my videos and the photos makes the video looking for a lot easier. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man in Society, M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, all of that. It's free. It don't cost anything. You'll help my channel get into the algorithm. Now, what I wanted to talk about was a question I was asked by one of my subscribers. But before I get into it, understand you get nothing out of the gangster world. It's dumb. It's pointless. And you know, it's better to stay in school. I always say that. Second of all, if you don't like what we're talking about, the topic, understand that YouTube is optional. You don't have to watch the video. You know what I mean? You could just move on. You can't come into a street channel and be surprised we're talking about the streets. It's like walking into a pizza place and being mad that they don't sell burgers. It's a pizza place, my guy. Like, why would you walk into a pizza place asking for burgers? You know, so why would you come into a street channel and expect to find different, you know, we're talking about, or be shocked that we're talking about this? You get what I'm saying? And plus, it's what my subscribers want to know. You know what I mean? They're the ones that keep my channel going. So, you know, if that's the topic they want to hear, that's what I'm going to talk about. Why am I going to talk about something then which they don't want to hear? Makes no sense. So I was asked by one of my subscribers, like, hey, I thought, you know, gang members weren't allowed to do this or do that, and, you know, this and that, right? And, you know, if I could make a video explaining all of that. And see, what tends to happen on YouTube, and like I said, I have never lied. I never fronted, never BS. I only come and tell it how it is, no bias. Honest, you know, like I said, my channel's been viewed. If you go check, my channel's been viewed more than 4 million times. 4 million and something, you know, views. And I never been, you know, called a liar, BS, or be called out, or, you know, anything like that. You know, I don't delete no comments or nothing like that. I simply come and be honest, you know what I mean? I talk to a lot of homies, mingle with homies, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, there's times when I'm chilling with the homies, and, you know, I got the TV and, you know, we're watching the YouTube and we're reading some of the comments and we're laughing at some of the comments, you know what I mean? Some of the things that people put, thinking that they're like gangster or acting like they're gangster. A lot of people like to pretend on the internet, but you could always tell who knows what and who doesn't know what. And like I said, there's rules and procedures behind all of this, and it's never going to be in comments and stuff like that. That's how you can know that they be bullshitting. But anywho, you know, and I always make sure, you know, I talk to homies before I ever, you know, release a video. You know, some of us know how to move and rock. But that's besides the point. So there's individuals, right, who don't understand the gangster world, right, but they're intrigued, right? They're curious. A lot of people like to pretend, like I said, as well. So what tends to happen is that they'll watch an interview, you know, conducted by, I don't know, some mob member, Italian mob, you know, or you know, gang in like Wisconsin, or they'll watch, you know, some Crip gang, or they'll watch, you know, whatever, right? And they'll try to grab those rules and attach them to everybody, when we all have different rules and how we carry ourselves, how we move, our organizations are ran, and all of that, right? So not everyone's rules are the same. Example, like difference between northern and southern, you know, sides. Northerners are not allowed to be on camera, while in the homies, you know, as long as you're not, you know, talking about stuff that you shouldn't be talking about, they don't care. You know, and people could say that's bullshit, you're not allowed to be interviewed. Look, my guy, to break it down like this for you to understand. Homies post up in their neighborhoods. They're in their neighborhoods, right? Posted right there. They have their neighborhood tattooed on them as big as possible, as much as possible, on their hats, their belts, their shirts, and everybody that passes by, they're letting them know, hey, what's up? This is, you know, woo. They're letting them know where they're from, and, you know, they're banging, representing, letting everyone know where they're from. You know, that's why they're posted. And, you know, as a matter of fact, if homies don't post up, or if they don't have their colors and everything, homies are gonna be like, what's up with this fool? You don't want to represent, or what? He's scared. You know, they get grilled for it. You know, you're expected to be right there in the action and representing, right? So you're letting everyone know where you're from. You have it, you know, tattooed, or you have it on your clothes, your belts, you know, you're rocking it, throwing it everywhere, but you're not supposed to let people know where you're from. You know what I mean? How does that make any sense? It's supposed to be a secret, right? You're not supposed to be telling people, that you're a gang member and what they would. But yeah, you're telling everyone when you hit them up and you're asking where they're from. You're and everyone that's passing, hey, homie, where you from? Hey, this is woo and woo. You're letting them people know where you're from right there. And you're posted in your neighborhood where the cops know he's posted in his neighborhood. Therefore, he's from that neighborhood. He's got it on his clothes and everything. And, they have Crash Unit. Crash Unit already knows you by your name, your nickname, where you live, they already know everything about your barrio, my boy. That's their fucking job. They know you guys like the back of their hands. They know your neighborhood more than some of the homies. Real talk. Think I'm lying? Ask those who are truly in the streets. Tell me if I'm lying. I never got to make up anything. You know what I mean? They'll roll up and already like, hey, call us by our nicknames already. You know what I mean? Them fools already. At least if you're in the action, at least if you're active, you know what I mean? They already know who you is. You know what I mean? You want to know, since Teen Angel magazines, right, that they've been having these gang photos out there and stuff like that, right? If you go back, you're able to see interviews by gangs in Fox News and other news. You got White Florence, Tortilla Flats. You see these documentaries, from back in the days. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys seen them. They're being interviewed by Chris Blatchford or whatever. People were doing interviews since back then, my boy. Teen Angel magazines, that was a social media. That was them throwing their hood out there. No one said nothing. Chicano rap, talking about, the talking about real war stories and how the sur rolls and the rolas. No one ever said nothing about the Chicano rappers. They idolize the Chicano rappers, yet they're throwing the business out there like how people claim. You want to know why none of these people ever got regulated and stuff like that? Because they weren't doing nothing wrong. Unless you speak on something you're not supposed to be speaking on. And homies know what that is. I'm not going to throw it out there. But individuals already know what's up. But see, the world doesn't know this. And, they think that they know what's up. So they start trying to attach rules. Or just because this person from a different side, you said this and that. You know what I mean? It doesn't like apply to our rules. Like Northerners, they're not allowed to fight amongst each other if not they're deemed no good. Right here, homies, if someone's insulting you, you're gonna take off and handle your business. If you don't, then you might be deemed no good. Now you'll probably just get a calentada, but still, you know what I mean? So there's a difference there. Norteños are not allowed to retire. Homies, once you already put in your work and now you're doing the family thing, you're allowed to do your thing and still come and kick it with the hood and chop it up and everything and be embraced. But now homie's already old. He's doing his family thing. He's already been there, done that. You know what I mean? Now it's time for the youngsters to now put in their work. Homie already did it. You know what I mean? While the Northerners are still, obligated, to still be in the mix. One with homies is not. So there's that difference. Like I said, there's just several difference amongst, the sides. So it's like, how are you going to try to attach their rules to us and stuff like that, or vice versa? You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Yeah, everyone does it. I never understood that. It's funny, though. But like I said, that's how you could always tell who knows what and who doesn't know anything. Nah, you're not supposed to be throwing your hood out there, putting it out there. But yeah, you're supposed to let everyone know where you're from and banging on them in the streets. How does that make any sense, bro? How does that make any sense? You're writing it all over the walls right there. You're posted in that area and you have it on your clothing and you're letting everyone know that passes by what's up. But they're not supposed to know, and it's a secret. And bro, tell me, please make it make sense to me, my guy. Because I'm right here, scratching my head and wondering, like, what the hell are people talking about? People are funny, huh? Hey, this new generation doesn't know what's up, man. These fools are watered down because they're on the internet throwing their business out there and everything like that. Yet they never said nothing about the Chicano rappers that were been throwing their neighborhoods out there in the music. It's the same crap, talking about war stories and mentioning their hoods on songs. It's the same shit. They weren't saying nothing about those interviews with Chris Blatchford or Teen Angel magazine. And you see their vitals right there in the magazine there. Hey, they weren't saying nothing then, huh? Ahí todo estaba bien, huh? It's the same shit, my guy. Same shit. But right there, huh? People don't want to say nothing then, huh? Like I said, that already, like I said, me and the homies, we be laughing at some of the stuff that people be putting and shit because they swear like they know what's happening. So then you see channels that have, solid individuals on their podcast and shit like that, like Onejo and other individuals. And people are like, but how's that possible if this person is, exactly, don't act like you know the program, my guy. You know how ridiculous that is? If you truly are not in the mix, my boy, then don't try to act like you know, my guy, because you don't. Or try to attach Crip rules to us or blood rules to us or Northern rules. Like, look at this guy over here. Like I said, group runs their stuff different. Certain people are allowed to do stuff, certain people are not, depending on their neighborhoods and how it rolls. So while you try to grab the rules and make it, only some rules are universal. Like, everyone shares in common, like the no snitching or no touching little kids and stuff like that. Rules like that, they all share similarities, but it goes deeper in other stuff and woo, and where it's not the same that way. Therefore you cannot attach, because you heard a Northerner speak or you heard a Crip speak, and now you're gonna try to apply it here or there. Like, my guy, what are you doing? There's a reason why there are different groups. It's funny. But see, what it is that there's people that don't like individuals on here, right? So they just try to look for any little thing just to try to, like, how could I say, discredit them, right? It's a plot, right, to try to get people, to try to persuade people away from their channels because they have some, ill feelings towards that individual. It's propaganda. But like I have always said, if it's not true, you shouldn't even be mad or even sweating it. You know what I mean? I've had people come out here and say stuff and like that, and I'm just like, okay, not gonna be me. If it's not true, why are people getting worked up over it? That never made any sense to me. You never had seen me on a video right here where I'm like, sweating stuff like that. Because I know what it is and I know what's happening. You know what I mean? And not to sound cool or tough or nothing, like I said, because it's all pointless and stuff like that. But I'm saying that's another thing, right? When people say, deterring youngsters away from the life, right? That's seen as a DO move and stuff like that. Before individuals I don't know how the Northern or other groups do it, but before a homie gets into the hoods or whatever, you make sure you let them know that, hey, homie, ain't nobody gonna write to you, dog. You probably gonna do live, dog. You're throwing your life away. Everything is told to the individuals before they get in. After that, if they still want to get in, then you get them in. Why are you going to lie to the individual or promise them this, and that? And then he later on finds out that it's a lie. Then he's going to flip on you. You know what I mean? You're over here promising all these fake promises. That's why it's better, or why we do it, where we let them know in the beginning, straight up before it's even, anything happens. Hey, my boy, you're probably going to get busted. No one's going to write to you. You're throwing your life away. Are you sure you still? That way, when they're sitting in that cell, they already know what's happening. Like, all right, yeah, I knew what I signed up for. And they stay like that. Compared to if you lie to the individual, then they're sitting in that cell and wonder, hey, how come you haven't wrote to him? And then he's not wondering, like, damn, where are the homies at? Where's the carnalito? And then next hey, ¿sabes qué? I want to talk. And they flip, right? Because they feel betrayed. That's why it's never good to do that. That's why it's always good to tell them what it is, and not lie to people. So homies been telling individuals this shit. Try to steer them away because nobody really wants to, drag them into the mix. But like I said, you could only do so much. You could give somebody the advice. It's up to them whether they choose to take it or not. You know what I mean? And like I said, you don't got to believe it. You can believe whatever you want. It's irrelevant to me. And I don't say that just to be an asshole or stuff like that. It's because that's the honest truth, bro. Why am I going to argue if I know already what's true? It makes no sense. But overall, that's just, some of the differences and, how or why some stuff could work and why some stuff can't work, or why individuals are scratching their heads. Like I said, like people could be using the word DOs and thrown out there very loosely when, people don't even know what that word means. It means something completely, something else, and like I said, if our rules are like this, right, and the Northerner, breaks one of the rules, but that's not, is not aligned with our rules, then how are we going to see that individual as no good when that's what you're supposed to do on our side? You know what I mean? Or to be asking for their paperwork when it's my boy that has nothing to do with the homies. You know, it's none of your business. You know what I mean? To be meddling in other people's affairs and shit like that. That's wild and crazy. You know, to try to, intertwine the two like that. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, it says none of your business. So that's why when individuals always try to, say this and that, it's wild to me, and it's funny too. Because like I said, everyone always tries to claim to be, gangster. I don't know why, If you're going to pretend to be something, pretend to be a doctor, a lawyer, something, worth pretending to be. I mean, I'm a person that always says, don't pretend to be nothing, just be yourself. But I'm saying, shit, if you're going to at least go to the, to the point of, pretending, then pretend to be something successful. Because you're not impressing nobody by pretending to be a gangster, my guy. You're only looking foolish. That's all, that's what I'm saying, this, the best I could to my ability to answer your question, my boy. I hope this helps out. But what do you think? Leave it in the comments and shout out. We out.